I would like to say a few words about my campaigning in London for several years about a huge program of social manipulation and suppression, which involved several hundred people in this country, the United Kingdom, and several thousand people in the US. And the victim may be people living in the community, the target may be people living in the community, or people in a variety of different institutions like prison, detention center, hospital, the military. Basically, this program is, which is basically a program of social suppression, or testing and perfecting a program of covert social suppression, is made of 4 different elements. The first element is the targeting and harassing and torturing of the victim, the target individuals, using targeting them with hitting them with microwaves. And the technology used for this purpose are technologies that actually, for at least 40, 50 years, these technologies are known to be existing, and they get a fair bit of coverage in mainstream media publication, newspaper and magazines, and mainstream scientific publication. But so to prove to you that this technology do exist, I will refer you to the experience of the women at the peace camp in Greenham Common, whereby the women were complaining about being targeted with microwave from inside the US military base, which basically had the effect of making them feeling ill most of the time, feeling extremely ill most of the time. Or there is other technologies, I mean, just to prove that you can target people and make them ill, harass them, making them to feel ill most of the time. There is some microwave technology used for crowd control, like ADS, Active Denial System. Is basically, they look like a van with a huge satellite dish on top. Basically, the satellite dish is used to emit microwave. If you are in the range of the microwave dish, you can heat up your skin up to 90 degrees, which is obviously a crowd control device. It's totally disabling, and the use of this ADS system device is being documented by in a lot of articles in mainstream media, magazines, newspapers. Similarly, there is sonic guns, which were used for the first time at the WTO summit in Seattle in 1999, where the rising of the anti-globalization movement was creating a huge concern in terms of crowd control, etc. So they decided to deploy these sonic gun devices at the time. Is amply documented in any number of articles in mainstream publication. It is sonic gun. Basically, they look very similar to ADS, Active Denial System, and they by instead of heating up your skin, they create a virtual screeching sound in your head, which only you can, if you are in the range of the device, you can only yourself you can hear this sound, and it also has all number of different side effects like making it difficult for people to breathe properly. So again, we are talking about another crowd control disabling device. And I mentioned this technology to show that you can target people with the microwave in their own home to harass and torture them. The technology has been around for 40, 50 years. That is the first element of targeted and basically disempowering people. Then the second element is basic harassment, a constant 24/7 campaign of harassment, which often enlists the help of the local population against the target, and which is basically aimed to, again, to make the person feel like they don't have any privacy. The victim feel constantly violated by this harassment. So again, is the weapon of psychological distraction and to disable the target, the victim. Then you have the third element. The third element is a constant campaign of sabotage against the life of the target individual. It may take the form of financial sabotage, try to make the impoverish and make the victim destitute. It may be harassment, sabotage in the workplace. It may take the form of stealing and damaging the victim property. It basically, what is often the end result of all these activities to make the target person first unemployed, then homeless. So again, it's another mechanism of disempowering the person, and basically it's basically another mechanism of covert social suppression. And then there is the fourth element. The fourth element is a ferocious campaign of character assassination against the target person, and which is basically the person is being depicted as described as a bad and dangerous person, and the local population is told that all this various activity, all this flurry of activity all around the person is just justified in terms of containing the person, in spite of the fact that most people in our network, in our victim network, most people have never hurt anyone in their entire life. They have never been indicted or convicted of any crime. But allegedly, all this flurry of activity targeted against us is designed to contain us. So basically, that is the four elements: harassing and torturing the victim with the use of microwave technology, which is they've been around and they get media coverage for some 40, 50 years, even though most people are fairly unaware of their existence. The second element is a constant campaign of 24/7 harassment. The third element is a constant sabotaging all aspects of the life of the victim, from in the workplace, financially, destroying and stealing property, destroying relationship. The fourth element is a ferocious campaign of character assassination, depicting the victim as a very bad and dangerous person. What it all amounts to is a program, perfecting a program of covert social suppression. Often the victim ends up unemployed, totally destitute, homeless. So it's basically is perfecting and testing a program of covert social suppression. It's basically the people who decide to believe the narrative that we are bad, dangerous people, they don't realize that in doing so, they are becoming themselves guinea pig in this kind of experiment. They believe maybe they think of themselves as victimizer, but they are themselves victims because they are becoming guinea pigs in this kind of experiment. It is another more important point. Another more important point is this is about perfecting or testing a program of covert social suppression. And when, particularly when other fellow political activists, they decide to accept the official narrative that we are bad and dangerous people, and to decide to help out with our victimization, they don't realize that they're helping to perfect and test a program of covert social suppression, which is being designed with them, fellow political activists, in mind. So they are, if they decide to be complicit with this kind of activity, they don't realize that they are actually helping to test and perfect a system of covert social suppression, which is already being used against them, which, if they thought they could get away with it, they would start rolling out this kind of activities on all kinds of political activists in a massive way tomorrow morning.